the Ashmore Auditorium on the beautiful campus of Pensacola State College. I have a few announcements before we begin with our performance. No food or drink is allowed in the auditorium. No recording devices or photography of any kind is permitted during the performance. We ask you to stay in your assigned seats. Turn off or silence your cell phones at this time. Cell phones may interfere with our lighting and sound equipment. So if you are expecting an important phone call, please see our house manager about monitoring your cell phone during the performance. Please do not enter or exit the performance unless absolutely necessary. Unruly and troublesome patrons will be asked to leave without refund on the ticket price. Thank you for your consideration on these matters.
My name is Dr. Joe Stallings, and I'm the director of the guitar program here at Pensacola State College, and I want to welcome you to tonight's performance. Can everybody hear me okay? Before we get started, I have a few announcements. Sorry, out of breath. You may have noticed when you walked in, there's a little table in the room before you walked into the auditorium with the programs and a sign-up sheet. The sign-up sheet is for the Pensacola Guitar Society mailing list. If you're interested in coming to more programs like tonight's performance, we often have guest artists that come in. Just put your name, address on the sheet. Also, if you prefer to just have the email sent, we can do it that way as well. But I ask you to please print so we can make sure we get the information to you. Okay, so tonight's performance features a variety of soloists that we have, several different ensembles. The ensembles and the soloists are made up of Pensacola State College students, University of West Florida students, students from the community. But we also have several special guests with us tonight. I want to tell you about them for a moment here. After the first set of the guitar ensemble music that you're going to see, we're very honored to have the executive director from the Florida College Systems Activity Association, Kelly Warren, who is here to make a presentation. So she's going to take a few minutes in between the ensemble and the first set of soloists. And then our first set of soloists are the 3 prize winners from the Pensacola State College fingerstyle acoustic guitar competition that we had earlier this year, 2024 competition in February. And I want to tell you a little bit about them. The 3rd prize winner is 16-year-old Joshua Kahn from Gulf Breeze, Florida. And then following Joshua will be the 2nd prize winner, 13-year-old Micah Fettner from Biley Battery. And the 1st prize winner, Simon Juice, who's also 13 years old, I believe just turned 13 years old this week, is from Tallahassee, Florida. So these are 3 very young, talented guitarists that will be playing for you tonight. I hope you enjoy what they have to play for you. After the concert, we have a reception in the lobby, so I hope you'll stick around and talk to our young artists and enjoy a little bit of refreshments. I want to thank Chris Ford for taking care of the post-recital reception, and Lance Brennan, who's our stage manager, and his crew for taking care of putting all this stuff together for tonight. Also, Dr. Ben Lougheed, who is a visiting professor. He has been working in my stead. I'm on sabbatical this year, so he's driving over from Tallahassee every week. So he put this whole thing together. So I thank him for all of his hard work. Also, Ken Phillips and our office staff, Kathy Geyer, Andy Metzger, the Guitar Association student assistant Francisco Segovia. They've all put in a lot of work and effort to make this concert a success. So I hope you enjoy what they have ready to present to you. At this point then, I think we're ready to begin the concert. Anybody have any questions? Okay, please welcome then Dr. Ben Lougheed and the Pensacola Guitar Ensemble.
Good evening, everybody. I am the previously mentioned Dr. Ben Lougheed. I'm very excited to be here tonight. I also want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. I know it's a Saturday night, so there's a lot of different things that you could be doing, and I'm really grateful that you took the time and energy to drive here and to come and listen to us. These students have worked incredibly hard this year, and all I do is wave my arms and they make amazing music, and so I'm really glad that somebody gets to enjoy all of their hard work. The first piece that we're going to play is kind of a cool one that I get to conduct. I walked in on my first day here, and Dr. Stalling said this is what we're going to do first. And I looked at the composer and I said, I know that guy. And Sam Desmet was actually a fellow student of mine at Florida State University. We went to school together. So he was one of the very first people that I met when I moved down to Tallahassee. And so to get to play a piece by him is very special to me. And so this piece is called Django Djingle. It's based on Django Reinhardt, the famous jazz gypsy guitarist, and specifically a piece of his called Minor Swing, so you'll hear that theme a little bit if you know it. I actually did my doctoral lecture recital on Django, so I could go on for like 30 minutes if you let me, but I know that's not what you came for, so we're going to get right into the music here, but thank you again so much for coming. One down. We're good. All right, next we're going to play a piece by Johann Sebastian Bach, one of the greatest composers of all time. This is a piece that was originally written for the cello, and it has been arranged. It's been arranged for solo guitar and then also for guitar ensemble. So we added quite a few notes kind of in the style of Bach in order to fill it out and make it sound much fuller than a cello, and I think it works quite well. It also, because we're playing it on the guitar, it allows us to do a lot of things with the tone colors that you can't hear on a cello. So this is the 2 Gavottes from the 6th cello suite. So I should have explained that better. Traditionally, with gavottes like that, you play two of all them in a row. So you do the first one, the second one, and then go back to the first, all in a row like that. That's why we didn't really acknowledge you guys until the very end there. We're going to do sort of the same thing with these next three pieces. They're not exactly related, but they're all Spanish pieces, which is a big part of the guitar repertoire. So again, you are free to clap between them, but we won't really acknowledge it. And it has nothing to do with your ability to clap and your quality of clapping. It's totally us. But when we finish the third one, that's when you can go crazy and wild, and we'll love it. So the first one of these is a Tango by Isaac Albeniz. Albeniz was a Spanish pianist, and he wrote the famous Asturias or Leyenda, which is maybe the most well-known guitar piece, even though it was written for the piano. And this is a really wonderful little tune that has a very nice melody. Then the next one is a piece called La Paloma. It's a very, very old piece, but again, really, really nice Spanish-sounding melody, and this is a really cool version that we found for guitar orchestra. And then the last one is by another pianist, Enrique Granados, from his set of Spanish dances, and this is number 6, right? Yep. Yeah, number 6. And these are just absolutely wonderful pieces. Many of them are really well known. This one's slightly less so, which is why we thought we'd share it with you tonight. So this will end kind of our first set of the whole ensemble, and then you'll get to hear some of the soloists and some of the small ensembles that these people have kind of been working on, as well as all of this other music. music and footstools. File off.